Hello everyone and welcome to my first YouTube video. Yay! So my name is KO and today we are going to be doing a full beat plus how to get a gold liner for beginners. Hope you all are ready. But before we get started, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Alright, first things first, we are going to do our brows. I'm dipping into the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in Ebony. I usually do my brows and then eyes first. I don't know why, I just feel like it frames my face. And just outline the natural brow. Y'all just don't mind my brows. This quarantine has had them looking real crazy, but I've tried to maintain them best as I could. I think they're okay. And you just go ahead and fill them in. Next, we are going to conceal our brows with the LA Girl Pro Conceal. I am using the color Chestnut. I do not like a severely highlighted brow. Some people may like it that way, but I do not. So I try to get as close to my skin tone as possible. And try to just take your time when you're doing this step. You always want your brows to look pretty decent because that's what really frames the face, I feel like, for me. Alright, moving on to eyes, we are going to put our base down using the P. Louise base in Rumor 3. And we're just going to put a dot on each eye and go ahead and spread that out. And I believe this is just a BH Cosmetics number 5 brush that I'm using. Today we're going for a little earthy look. I tend to like earth tones a lot, so we're going to use the e.l.f. Earth and Ocean palette. And I dipped into the Spruced Up color. I'm going to put that in my crease. And I like to start with the crease color first, get it deep. And I don't know what brush this is. I think it's just an e.l.f. brush. Yeah, it's a e.l.f. crease brush. And e.l.f. you can find pretty much anywhere, any drugstore. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep pressing that in. And as y'all can see, I have hooded eyes, so I go above that crease in my eyes, because if you just put it in that fold, the color is not going to show at all. Okay, once we got that all stamped in, we are going to go into Desert Storm. And I usually stamp on the color. That just helps blend the crease color. And you'll see here in a second. And you blend, blend, blend. The goal is just to blend, because the outcome, you don't want a harsh line. And you see the difference between my left eye and my right eye. It's just the magic of blending. And for that, I use the e.l.f. blending brush. Alright, once we have our blending down, I'm going to do a cut crease. So I just used that P. Louise base. And to find my crease, a little trick, you just tap a little bit of that base on the center of your eyelid and just look up. And it should give you a starting place where that cut crease can go, or should go. And to cut my crease, I use the Lancome number 8 brush. And I just used the brush to pat off the excess, because you don't want it too wet. Alright, so I dipped back into our palette and I'm using Mojave Miami, or Mojave, I don't know. And somebody's car is beeping outside. Okay, great. Don't mind that, y'all. I'm just using a flat brush to pat that in. Alright, so now for the fun part, we're just going to create a gold liner. So only thing you need is, I'm using a e.l.f. concealer brush. So you're just going to create a liner line using the base, just like you would any black liner, and get the shape that you want. And once you get your shape, we're going to put some eyeshadow on top. so now we're gonna put our eyeshadow on. In the e.l.f. Earth and Ocean palette, I use the Gold Rush. And I just have a Morphe brush, and I'm just gonna press that into that base liner that we created. Alright, so I wanted my edges of my eyeshadow to be a little darker. So I took the e.l.f. blending brush and I went into Spruced Up and Can't Kelp It. That's an interesting name. And I just used those two colors to blend out the edges and make them a little darker. And now I'm just taking a black eyeliner. I got this from my local beauty supply. And I'm just gonna line the waterline. And I'm gonna tight line too. I usually like to tight line. It just gives a more sultry feel to me. Oh shoot, Bay home. Geeked. Let me stop. Okay, I'm gonna add lashes. And these are also from the beauty supply. They're the 3D lashes. I think 3D 12. I think, I'm not sure. And it is usually easier for me to put on lashes. I think this is probably the easiest it's been for me. But sometimes it get a little tricky. Just adjust them to your eye shape. Moving on to the face, I'm going to prime with the e.l.f. putty primer. And I have pretty oily skin, so it works for me. I don't see any con to using it. I've used it for a while. And just rub that in. Alright, moving on to foundation. Now I use two different color foundations, but I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me. I'm using 360 Mocha on the outside of my face And on the center of my face, I'm using 355 Coconut. Now I use two different colors because the lighter foundation helps with highlighting. But we're still going to use a lighter concealer. It just helps brighten it up a little bit more. Alright, so now we are going to blend in our foundation. And I'm just using a BH Cosmetics flat brush to go ahead and blend all that in. And I'm starting with the outer first. And then this is a different flat brush for the center of my face. And I'll still use this one to do all over. And I'm using a dry sponge to blend it all together. Alright, so now we're going to conceal. And I believe this is the e.l.f. HD Lifting Concealer in the color medium. And I actually love this concealer. I was not expecting much out of it. I'm not a cakey type of girl, and this is just the right amount of concealer that I need. Alright, so you want to take that BH Cosmetics number 5 brush and just blend out that concealer. Blend, blend, blend. And I'm going to take the flat brush to get the outer edges, just to make sure you don't have any any sharp lines, and make sure everything blends in. Now I'm going to use a flat brush to sharpen up the gold liner. Alright, y'all, now it's time to bake. I use the Makeup Revolution Banana Deep baking powder, and I put a good amount on because, like I said, I'm a bit oily, so over a few hours in the day I don't want to be looking wet. Sip. All right, now we are going to set our foundation. I'm using a e.l.f. flat brush for this and MAC's Dark Deep Mineralized Skin Finish. And I'm using that brush to wipe away that baking powder too, just so it all can melt together. Yes, honey, you are looking good. And now we're moving on to powder contour using the Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette in medium to dark. And I'm just using that contour color, and I believe this is a Sonia Kashuk angled brush, and I got this a while ago at Target. Alright, so I'm taking a smaller blending brush, and I think this is an e.l.f. blending brush too. And I'm taking that same contour powder and contouring my nose with it. And we're gonna take a big blending brush, and I believe this is another Lancome brush, and I'm using the Black Radiance True Complexion Soft and Focus Finishing Powder, and blending out the contour around my face and my nose. Now I'm digging into the Fenty Mocha Mami, and I'm putting that powder underneath my eye. And you're gonna see I went a little bit too far down blending, so I'm gonna take some more of my banana powder and try to clean it up a little bit. Moving on to blush, I'm using MAC's blush in Raisin. I love this color for chocolate skin. If you do not have this blush, you need to go get it, and I hope they still sell it. I don't know why they wouldn't, but please, any chocolate women, please go out and get this blush. Now we're going to highlight. Now I used to be the highlight queen, but I slowed down a little bit because I was looking like a grease ball. So I just put a small amount on my nose and the bridge of my nose and cheekbones, and a little bit on my forehead above my brow. And I'm using a dark brown lip liner I got from my local beauty supply, and I'm just lining my lips. Alright, to set everything and get that powdery look from us, I'm using the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist Spray. And now I'm going to just tidy up my hair, and this wig is from the beauty supply. I really like it. It's really fun and playful. I like the ponytail up top. All right, here's our finished product. I hope you all like it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.